Welcome to our little podcast.
Our little podcast. Wow, this is kind of exciting.
Our little professional podcast.
Our little home
More
professional
like it.
studio podcast.
It's pretty fancy.
Can you believe it?
I know.
Have we made it? Is this it?
This is it.
Have we arrived?
If this is as good as making it gets, I'm good. I'm good. Nothing more needs to happen.
Nothing more. This is it. So if you watched Our Little Podcast, Our Little Planet,
Too many little things happening. It's confusing.
That we just shot. We are at...
Our other planet is what he means.
What did I say?
Our little planet.
Oh, hi, I'm Justin. This is my wife,
Cassie.
I can't feel my hands or my face right now. No, if you watch Our Other Planet, we kind of explain that we're at the home studio of...
Mr. Cary Judd and Fires in France.
And Mr. Fires in France.
And Monsieur
Fires in France.
It's France.
It is France.
So you gotta go. Monsieur.
So we're here, and they're good friends of ours. And while we're in Boise, Mr. Cary Judd has agreed to record our podcast for us.
We did ask him at knife point, but either way, he agreed.
There was a knife.
So,
well, it was kind of the whole blade. I didn't just put the knife in. It was just kind of like the whole side of it.
Right. It was kind of like a Rambo thing happening with the...
Right.
But
people often confuse me for Sylvester Stallone.
I've heard that about you.
Seriously.
I've heard
that
about you.
It's crazy.
And especially being
especially
here,
when I do this,
you look...
I'll be back. It's the craziest thing ever.
Identical.
Wrong guy.
Nope,
Wrong guy.
Same
guy?
No, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
You're well on your way.
Thank you.
You made it, actually.
I made it. Oh,
You're not even on your way anyway.
Thank you. The thing about our little podcast is it's been a work in progress. We're trying to improve it and build it and stuff. Obviously, our other channels have been the priority, I think.
Right.
But this is just a fun thing that we love doing. And, it'll grow and expand and whatnot over time. And it's been a blast.
It sure has.
Back to you, Hoda.
That's exactly how I felt like it was
Today's show?
Back to the studio.
Some people have asked what's the difference between Our Little Planet, which is our main channel, and Our Little Podcast.
Oh, interesting.
They're both you. This is me typing, for those of you watching. They're both you talking to a camera. What's the difference for you?
Well, this is like more of a relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah.
More of what I want this to be is like time to answer questions and time for just kind of get rid of, keep the silliness, because that's that's kind of who we are.
Kind of in our blood.
But we can talk about more serious things. We can go more in depth about things. If you have questions, we can actually answer them, and we have long enough time that we can answer them.
Right.
And in Our Little Planet, it's not rehearsed. We don't talk about anything before. Right. And this, we might say, oh, we should talk about this.
Right. We should answer these questions. Or
yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of more about us and less about the world around us. Because Our Little Planet is just kind of our silly observations, it seems.
Yeah. Banter back and forth about just life and whatnot.
Nonsensical things.
I agree. I was going to give my own profound explanation, but I think you nailed it.
Nailed it.
That's it.
You know why? Because I made it.
You made it. This is it. We're done. And the
Feels
thing
good.
is, this channel and this podcast is something that would only be appealing to people who enjoy our other channels, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Just because it's I don't want to say behind the scenes, because the entire thing's behind the scenes, but something like that.
Yeah. If you already know who we are and what we're about, this is just a even more, a little bit more open and relaxed.
Right.
And if you don't know who we are or what we're about, then it's just two people that seem like they're just talking about themselves.
And that's pretty much what it is. Next up, weather.
But what else would we really be talking about? Come on.
So there will be times that we discuss what we're going to talk about beforehand. Today we haven't at all. And when we do, you'll know, because it'll be obvious, because we'll have a list.
We have an agenda.
Yeah.
First on the list.
Yeah, exactly. Next, weather. But one thing I wanted to talk about is...
We haven't discussed this. It's not going to happen.
YouTube networks.
Okay.
My intention is not to speak ill of anyone or any network or anything like that, but just talk about the concept of YouTube networks and our own opinions about them. And I want to get your opinion about these networks.
The people that are in the networks themselves.
The concept of networks.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know.
Are you ready for this?
I am.
Do you need to take a deeper breath?
No, nothing like that at all. For those of you who aren't familiar with what a network is on YouTube, it's like this. There are companies out there like Machinima is one, Maker Studios is another.
Full Screen
is another. There's a couple others that I can't think of right now. But they basically, kind of like a record label would sign a musician and help promote them and develop them and, help them just become what the musician wants to be. These networks essentially sign YouTube channels and help them. The idea is that they'll help them grow, develop, and potentially make YouTube a career. So these networks will take anything from, I've heard anything from 10% to 50% of the YouTuber's revenue, and in turn help them build and develop and grow.
And probably all of your big YouTubers are signed to one network or another.
Yeah, now. And the interesting thing is the number really is 35 to 50% of what most of these networks will take. And I've seen contracts, and most of the contracts, and Cassie's seen them too, most contracts say, talk about non-disclosure stuff. So I'm not going to get into what network charges what, because that wouldn't be honest of me. We are currently not part of any network at all. We've looked at it and the idea of it's great. Help us grow and build our audience. Fantastic.
Yeah, meet other YouTubers who are in our same genre and collab and stuff like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
And from what I've seen, none of the networks that I've heard of or have friends who are part of, the networks really don't have a hand in your videos. You kind of do what you want. And
you're still doing your own content.
Right.
You're just part of a working machine.
So you're part of something bigger, you're part of something bigger. And the goal of that something bigger is to help you grow and build. Now, you sit back and think, well, isn't that what YouTube was about? You see, Cassie and I like punk rock or a lot of genres of rock and roll because these bands are just guys who, one of Cassie's favorites is Against Me.
Right.
And since, when you first got into them, now they have like a record deal and like big stuff and they're a little more polished. But back then, there was just this dude with an acoustic guitar.
It was kind of rough, not the best vocals, not the best lyrics, not the best whatever, but it was charming and it was real and it was like totally just like this guy was putting everything he could into his music, and you could look at it and go, that guy is just like legitimately doing music. The best music, I don't know, but to me,
it spoke to you. It was real.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It was amazing.
And I look at YouTube and how, initially that's, and it still is, that's what YouTube is about. People with their raw talent, raw emotion, everything from vlogs to sketches to, whatever it is. People love Shay Carl, and people years ago found him on YouTube and they're like, oh my gosh, this is a real guy. He's charming. He's funny. He has a real family.
Just like a real guy
it's
with
real.
a real struggle.
And how can't you love that?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And to this day, he just kills it. He does wonderful, wonderful work. Philip DeFranco. All these YouTubers, they started because people sat back and they're like, wow, this is really cool. And they helped each other build and promote, and they're fantastic. And most of these guys are phenomenal entrepreneurs. And
it seems like most of the big YouTubers are really supportive of each other. Like we've all been here since the beginning. We're in it as like the original family.
Well, and a lot of these big YouTubers as well, and we call them big YouTubers, but people that we look up to,
right?
They're also very, very generous with smaller channels. You look at what Shay Carl has done for smaller channels and how he's helped Arturo and so many other people,
Right.
Reach their goals and stuff. It's fantastic. Nothing bad to say about any of these people. I mean, just absolutely fantastic stuff. So then you think about networks, and the goal is to help channels build and grow. And the challenging thing is when you talk to these networks, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm completely wrong. But the interesting thing is, a lot of these networks, it's just confusing for the YouTuber because we want to grow, we want to build. We work hard. All of our friends work hard, and you know who our friends are. I mean, they all work hard, and these YouTubers want to sign with a network, but the challenge is what does the network offer? And I'm not going to talk about specific networks. I'm not going to talk about revenue. I'm not going to talk about those things. But ultimately, the network can offer little in way of, in my opinion, from what I've seen, can offer little in way of networking and marketing. That still comes down to the viewers, and that still comes down to the channel itself, or channels,
Right.
like ours.
Right.
So it's a challenging thing that we're faced with. Is yes, we want to build, yes, we want to grow, but YouTube is so different from what it used to be.
Right. So now the question is, how do you legitimately build and grow, like, because you have quality content, because you love what you do, because you are collabing with other people, like, you're doing all these things, and then it's like, what else can take me to the next level? Because it may be that signing with a network, if you're already doing those things like collabing and, building your own network of
trying
people,
to improve your videos and all that, yeah.
It seems like maybe it's not always the answer for every channel.
Yeah. And it's this crazy thing because, I mean, since I heard about networks a year ago, that was the goal.
We craved it.
And it still might
so
be the
cool.
goal. It still might be something that could really help us. But at this point, it's like, what? And for people who don't make videos, this might all sound a little confusing and a little foreign. But ultimately, our goal is to be able to continue to make videos, continue to have fun, continue to share what we share.
Right.
Can we do that? Can we grow without joining a network? And is joining a network selling out?
Well, and I don't even think, like, you have to grow, but it is cool if you're able to spend more time doing this, to devote more time into it. And so to devote more time and effort, I mean, we have one kid and one kid on the way. So,
right.
It has to be something that we enjoy, and of course we enjoy it immensely, but
yeah, you can't
we also
work as hard as we do and not enjoy it.
Right. If we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't have made so many videos. Like, this is, I read a comment today and I responded back saying, like, I'm glad you enjoy these videos because this is really the highlight of our day. We get to have fun, spend time together.
It's a blast.
But I have lost my point as I've gotten excited talking about how much fun we have.
You're talking about just the necessity of a
my
network.
point is, to you need some kind of benefit so that because if you have a hobby, if you just plateau, then the hobby doesn't become as fun because it's kind of, you want to build your skills and you want to build everything else. And so, what happens when we reach a plateau? Like, where's the next step?
Yeah.
I guess is...
So are you saying you think we reached a plateau, or are you just saying...
It seems like a lot of people end up reaching a plateau.
Oh, yeah. And we want to avoid plateaus.
Yeah, totally. Because it's roller coasters are way more fun than train rides to me,
Okay. Wow, good analogy.
Thank you.
Are you an analogist?
I just came up with that.
Are you an analogist?
It just happened.
Wow, did that really just happen? You must be into that book learning.
I totally am. That
Wow.
book learning stuff.
It's a challenging thing. I don't think joining a network is necessarily selling out. Selling out to me is when you change who you are and you change your art for the sake of money or for the sake of a third party. And from what I would never sign a contract that required me to do that. And from what I've seen, that's not really in the equation of, YouTube networks and whatnot.
Right.
And the other thing is some of these networks have hundreds, if not thousands of channels. And I sit back and think, if the network has 2,000 channels, 1,000 channels, let me back up, 500 channels, how can they offer support to me? And why do they care to? Well, I guess they care to because they make revenue when I make revenue. But this is just something that we think about and we talk about, and we're trying to find the solution. And I'd like to find the solution before too much time passes.
Right. We want to ride roller coasters.
We want to ride roller coasters, not trains. Have you ridden a train?
Boring.
That's funny. Have you ridden a train?
Yeah.
Besides Disneyland?
No, here.
Where?
In Boise, when
really?
I was in like the 3rd grade or something, we took a train ride. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was really cool because we went from one end of the city to the other, but one way we were going forwards, the other way we were going backwards.
Really?
What? Crazy.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is. I don't know if there is an answer, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that do videos that are in this boat that we're in going, what's my next step? And to me, it could just be, I think YouTube has become more competitive in recent years.
Yes.
And it doesn't need to be, because like just bringing more audience in is sharing more audience to everyone. My parents, before we did this, they didn't watch YouTube videos.
Now they watch ePoddle. They watch Lane vids, Arturo.
My mom loves Lane vids.
She does.
She loves them.
She does.
And they watch ePoddle and Arturo every Thursday. Like, now...
Have we told them about Colin and Katie? Oh, they watch our videos, so they do know about them, but we got to make sure they watch them.
But... everyone that starts doing videos, it just brings more people into this. And ultimately, that's what we all want.
Right.
And to share, if we find someone cool, like Colin and Katie, then we want to say, hey guys, come and check them out.
Right.
And that's, to me, what more needs to happen. If a network happens to work for us or not, like, this is probably the next step, is just...
more collabs,
banding together,
more networking, more
instead
sharing.
of getting competitive.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because there is like a competitive nature that's natural.
Sure.
But it doesn't need to be there, because there's plenty of viewers out there.
That's true.
Plenty of people that just love to laugh or love to, see other people's lives, love to whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally agree. And that's one of the cool things about this channel is we get to talk about random things like this and kind of share behind the scenes.
Yeah, little tangents too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get real like.
Well, and we've done this for our
know.
little planet's on 520 or 530 something days.
Yeah.
And so we've done it this long without being like these massive channels, that if we've done it this long and we worked this hard for this long, we're going to keep going. Like, there's nothing holding us back. Like, we're just having a blast, and that's the payoff for us.
And to me, like, looking back over Johnny's life and being able to go, what was he doing a year ago? Like, I saw him take his first steps on our other planet. Like, I went back and watched. That's
our son's
so
first
cool.
steps. Are you kidding me?
I bragged him with a cookie, and he started walking. Like,
that's the only reason I'm here. I'm here for the cookies, by the way.
I know, exactly.
Everything I said was a lie. Everything I've said today in any of our channels has been a lie. I'm just here for the cookies.
I ate like 5 cookies
Chocolate
today,
chip.
but it's okay because I'm pregnant.
They're delicious.
So...
Well, interested in your thoughts on YouTube networks and all that jazz, and if you have any ideas on how you think that we can grow our channel, or how our viewers can help us, or anything in that regard, please share. We're interested. We work hard. We're
or
devoted.
Other people you think we should check out or collab with.
For sure.
That would be cool, right?
Yeah,
like,
please.
That'd
please.
be awesome.
Yeah. Share away. So. As long as Cary Judd decides that he still loves us, we're going to keep recording podcasts here while we're in Idaho.
You better.
And I'm going to throw his links below, because you guys know he's been kind and generous to us. And we've been able to use some of his music and stuff too, so check him out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Our Little Podcast.